Hello guys and welcome back to Over Foolish. We are ready today to play It Gets So Lonely and maybe we will finish it. I think we are pretty much near the ending of it. I don't know if we will be able to complete it today, but as usual, without further ado, we start the game. And we stop the music. Stop it. Stop the music. Okay, we'll skip the scene. Last time we played, I had some little problem with my screen. It was blinking. Of course, you didn't see anything because you get the video from the OBS application. So you didn't get any problem there. But my screen was blinking a lot, and I hope it doesn't do it today too. So give me a second, guys. I need to fix something. I think the volumes are okay. You let me know about that, guys. I'm gonna load. I have a message on Discord. Oh no, it's just the update. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, should be fine. Load, we are in the shore, our last run of this game. And finally we have set the microphone filters and settings, so the audio should be finally good. So, I had been feeling very gloomy for quite some time, but seeing you has invigorated me. Finally, it feels as though I can smile again. Did she not smile, you wonder, after a friend disappeared? I did not. No, I did not have the heart. Without her, the world seems very dull and dark and drab. Your company has cheered me immensely. This is why I like humans so much. You are not callous and unfeeling like the merfolk who live beneath the water surface. Oh, the music. I forgot about the beautiful music, my god. Okay. You are much kinder than they are. Oh, if only she knew. If the mermaid was aware, I wonder, of how pretty you are and how jealous, would she still care for you? If she would know the real nature of humans. Well, that is neither here nor there. You agree to meet with the mermaid come sundown the following night. Then make your souls stumbling way back up the cliff. Then to the cottage you have Purloinade? Purloinade. I don't know how to read this one. As you own. Once indoors, you settle down upon your pallet, and then you close your eyes. I really hope that this hope is actually, this house is actually abandoned and then there is not like crazy guy coming back and kill us. The sight of the wind outside and the distant rolling of the waves against the rock do not disturb you. You feel after your midnight encounter of a marish kind, quite at ease, perhaps prematurely so. Also, notice the fact that we didn't hit anything differently from the past times. So we are still starving and without any sleep. What happened to the icy fear which prompted your frantic fight through the forest? Where has all that gone? Also, notice the fact that we were followed by something, but this thing never followed us until the village, the castle, or now the shore. So perhaps I'm still thinking that we may be already dead and this is some kind of fantasies, purgatory or something like that. Do you not think you are being a bit complacent? No? Oh well, you will. The following morning, when it arrives, is cloudy and overcast. It is not particularly pleasant morning, but at least it is not raining. There is some small consolation. You rise from your straw pallet, stretching, and then glance about the interior of the fisherman's cottage. It looks dilapidated last night, when much of it was obscured by the shadows, but it looks even more so when subjected to the morning's light. The cottage interior has the distinct disquieting appearance of having been abandoned in a hurry. There is broken pottery strewed upon the ground, and the singular wooden chair, which one must have stood by the singular wooden table, is lying on the floor. I wonder what kind of what kind of house is this? You just have one window, one room? You don't have like a bath or anything? It's really little, really. It's not even a house, it's more like I don't know. The doors of the cupboards, meanwhile, are ajar, and the shelves within the dressing bare. A quick search reveals an handful of edibles, but there is precious little to be gathered on with, so it means that somebody was living in here. If you wish to live here comfortably, you will have to look into foraging. You ate very little last night and your stomach is empty. What did you eat last night? I don't even remember. What do we eat? It was the malcontent rumbling of your stomach, in actual fact, which roused you from your slumber. But your body seems to be very far away indeed, much like the grey clouds which choke the sky. You are not thinking of your own physical discomfort. You are dwelling instead upon the event of the night prior. You cannot help but think of the mermaid. Did you truly meet an aquatic maiden last night during your nightly stroll, when you could not sleep? It sounds unreal, especially now that the sun has risen and the shadow from the night prior have dispersed. You cannot quite believe it. It must have been a dream, but why then can you recall it so very clearly? You help yourself to the scant food and drink available to you, all the while thinking of your next course of action. Now, what are you to do? Guys, give me a second. I actually forgot to answer an email today. So if you just give me a second, I just want to check about it, okay? Give me a second. It is actually something important. Perfect. Okay, it's done. What are you to do? You plan, of course, to return to the shore come nightfall, so that you might once again see the mermaid. But the night will not arrive for quite some time. You need to find some means of keeping yourself occupied until then, like finding some food, for example, would be a good idea. The uninspiring interior of the cottage does not furnish you with any particular ideas, so you decide to go for a walk. Your soul still ache after your extersions last night, but if you go slowly, you ought to be alright. That is what you hope, at least. You do not want to spend much longer than you have in the fisherman's cottage, no matter how cold it might be outdoors. It almost as cold outside as it is out. As it is out, my god, and in any case, the cottage is far too small. You leave the cottage beyond you and set off. You do not know where exactly you are going, but you suppose it does not matter overly much. You do not have any particular destination in mind. Your meanderings lead you to the cliff, which are steep and sharp. The drop of the shore is perilous one, so much that you have to wonder to how you were able to descend the cliff night prior to meet the mermaid. You are rather more determined than you ever realize. Thought I, of course, could have told you that much. You are surprisingly capricious for such a small, slender human. You walk along the side of the cliff, keeping in a sensible distance away from the drop to the shore. You might have survived last night's excitement unscattered, but you do not fancy trying your luck. It would be so like you, really, to avoid a drop to your death in the darkness, only to stumble during the morning light and take an irreversible tumble. Your fortune have never been the fairest. You meandering along the cliff reveal you a manner of curious flora. Is that eatable? You thought the night prior that the cliff were weather blasted, but you can see now that your assumptions were incorrect. These are flowers here, very warm and bright, like the sun's light during the summertime, or you think. With a flush of pleasure, the fair hair of mermaid whom you are certain you spoke to last night. These flowers are so very like hair. Okay, the flowers are so very like hair. It is uncanny. You step towards the flower, drawn towards them, and sink down your knees. The tall grass brushes your ankles like a caress, the morning's dew wetting your skirt. Your clothes are getting damp, as are your legs, but you care not for this minor discomfort. You have just had an idea. Why not make a gift for your new friends? You are sure that she would appreciate it. Why would she not? Well, I mean, it is not like she can bring the flower under the sea, you know? So, a little bit childish and naive. She told you in a voice which was steeped with dolor that she had been feeling lonely. You want to see her again. And when you next see her, you would like to make her smile. It is with this thought in your mind that you begin to pick the flowers which are growing upon the cliffside. These flowers do not have any thorns, and their delicate stems snap easily enough between your fingers. You take care when plucking this flower to leave a substantial amount of stem intact. You will need these stems so that you might twine the flowers together. Oh, you want to make like a crown of flowers or something like that? You mean to make it for your mermaid a diadem? Okay, so yeah, crown. Something she will be able to wear in her hair just for a few times because she need to go under the sea. But I mean, it is a present nonetheless. This tiara is certain to suit her. She is so pretty, anything would suit her. You continue to work slow and steadfast as the weak sun shines. It takes time, but you are eventually able to fashion something you are satisfied with. Why don't you go in search for any food? Why don't you make like a fish hood, a fisherman hood, and you get some fish? I don't know. Why do you have this energy? You should be able to do that, seriously. You only hope the mermaid will feel similarly. Or maybe we are in some kind of purgatory and we actually don't need any food. Perhaps. If indeed she really does exist. Carefully, you pocket your makeshift diadem, then decide to forage for some food. Oh, finally, thank you. You discover during your search some fruit trees whose sweat burdens are enough to fortify your spirits. Okay, hope they're not poisonous. For the present at least. It is fortunate, really, that you are so excited about your moonlight rendezvous with the mermaid. If you were less focused upon the future and dwelled more in the immediate present, you might have more of an appetite. The emptiness of your stomach assuaged, you return to the cottage. Whereat you mean to wait for the setting of the sun. There is very little to do. You soon discover in the cottage, other than checking the cupboards and sweeping the floor, occupation which both feel depressingly pointless. Yeah, you should actually fix the door because anybody can just enter that house. Not that it's so sturdy that anybody cannot just break the wood and enter anyway, but at least you can try to fix the door. Could be something. There are no books to read either, with which you might pass your idle hours. You do, however, busy yourself with trying to light a fire so that you might ward off the cold. Where in hell there is a space in this house, there seems to be very, very little to have like a chimney and to burn a fire, to light a fire. And more than that, this is all wood. It is very, very risky. The time is horribly slow in passing, in part because you have a precious little to do, but also because you cannot stop thinking of the mermaid. Will she really return to the shore as she said she would? Can you truly trust her? Oh, you hope that you can. If she were not present at your designated meeting place, you think you would be die for disappointment, or that just you're crazy, or that you can see like illusions because you didn't eat anything, you were so very tired. Or maybe you was just dreaming, I don't know. The second continued to trickle by the unchecked and an hourglass, and as they do, the sun sink beneath the horizon. Part of you worries, however, that it might still be too early to search for the mermaid. Just a second, guys. I need to drink a cup of water really quickly. Okay. That was a little harsh on my throat. Will she be there yet? You sit there, your stomach tied up in an ancient knot, and as you listen to the wind which buffets your window, you hear it. The sound is faint, but you recall it well from the night before. You didn't say prior, you said before. That's unusual. There is a single solitary voice outdoor, tempest tossed amidst the rolling waves. The voice is a high, clear one, silvery, if neither voice can have colors, like a finely polished dinner plate in a noble woman's home. The voice belonged, of course, to the mermaid. Who else do you know with a voice as angelic as that? Relief began to bubble up inside you, a relief so potent you feel dizzy from it. She did not abandon you after all. Why, you wonder, did you ever think she would? She said that she wanted to see you. Did you think at a mere nicety? Oh my god. Boyard. Is this French? Boyard. As if by gentle breeze, you hurry to the door. With trembling fingers, they are trembling, I presume, from excitement rather than fear, you seize the handle, then turn it. You have a little space here. Perhaps you can have some little fire. I don't know. I think that the whole house is gonna get burned by I don't care. Then you step out into the dark, inky night. You walk towards the cliff as you did the night prior. Oh, you say prior again. Beneath the cover of the inky blue sky, the wind moaning fitfully with every step you take. Your soul still ache from your expedition the day prior, but you are able to ignore this discomfort. It seems irrelevant, really, when comparing to the prospect of once again meeting the mermaid. You have known her for only one night, yet she has come to mean more to you than your own well-being. You would do anything for the mermaid if she asked it. Well, almost anything. You hurry down the sharp incline of the cliff to the shore, almost stumbling in your scuffle-brown shoes, which really were not built with rock climbing in mind. So frantic are you in your attempts to once again make the mermaid's acquaintance, you very nearly fall. It is a good thing that you still have enough sense about you to regain your footing. Otherwise, this tale would come to a premature ending, as it is gonna be eventually. I'm pretty sure the mermaid is gonna eat us alive. Yeah, that's what the legend says about mermaids. Eventually, you make your way into the shore, then approach the jagged outcrop of rock where you last saw the mermaid. Oh, and there she is, like the night prior. Also, is this like rocks or they like bones of a big beast? She does have bones. Why does she have like bones in here? That is actually revelatory. You eat stuff, okay? And this is not fish bones. Anyway, like the night prior, the mermaid is perched upon the rocks, her fair hair stewing upon her shoulders. When she sees you from across the shores, she sees her singing, and her eyes lighted up. Or at least they seem so. So you have returned to me, my hero, the mermaid says, and delightedly she giggles, or perhaps I should say heroine. Yeah, that is actually better. Grammatically talking, you know. Her braids make you blush. You do not feel worthy of it. Indeed, we haven't done anything to be called a hero or either a heroine. Nobody has ever called you a heroine before. You do not even think of yourself as an heroine. If a story were made about you, you really think that it would be a supporting character, one with her own voice. You are not interesting enough. The mermaid seems to think that you are tough. She is starting at you delightedly, oh my god, as though you are the one person in the world she most wishes to speak. The thought make you tremble, but not as much as the mermaid gaze. You tell the mermaid that you do not think you are so very brave, but she dismisses your awkward remark with a laugh. I think you are. I saw the way you scaled those cliffs. I thought that was very heroic. Well, that was heroic indeed. Or just naive and stupid. Oh, so she saw that, did she? Then did she how you slipped down the cliff gazing at your palms in the process, and how you very nearly fell? You have never been the most graceful of girls, but to have your failings exposed before being as poised as perfect as the mermaid, it stings a little bit, more in fact than the resultant gaze on your palms and your clumsiness wrote you. You tell the mermaid that there was nothing so very heroic about all of that. You were simply excited, that is all, to see her again. You were thinking, well, that makes two of us. I was excited to see you again. She was? Naturally, I had a very good time speaking to you last night. I'd hoped that we might reassure our correspondence. That is why I came to the rock a bit earlier than usual. I was waiting for you. Did you hear my song? Yes, you reply, with a nod of your head. You hear it all the way in the abandoned cottage. It is called out to you. That was the general idea I was singing for you. She was? You do not think that you are worthy of the mermaid song, but if she does not mind dedicating her voice to you, then... Well, who else would I dedicate my voice to? There is nobody else to hear me. Well, you were singing when you didn't even know me, so... Do you want to talk about that? That is a good point, you suppose. Shyly, you look back at the mermaid. You thank her for her song. It was very beautiful. Then tell her, before you can lose your nerve, that you have prepared a present for her too. Oh, have you really? You have. It is a small thing, nothing more than a silly trinket, but if it would not be too much of an imposition, then, with clumsy finger, you reach into your pocket. So you put like the flower diadem with the very fragile flowers into your pocket? What? And what kind of pocket do you have? The size of a head? This is kind of strange, you know? For a few moments, you fret that your near fall down the cliff might have damaged the delicate chain nestled within it, but your worries are in vain. The chain is surprisingly sturdy, given it was made with only a few flowers, and it has held firm against the horde. You handle the chain with great care all the same, however, as you hold it out, presenting it from the mermaid approbation. It was for the mermaid that you fashioned this chain. You thought that it would look nice nestled in her hair. You were pleased with the chain when first you made it, but after looking at the mermaid, you have begun to reconsider. The mermaid's beauty is otherworldly, so much so, it almost hurts to look at her. Your flower's crown, by comparison, seems very meager offering indeed. The longer you hold your gift out, the more unworthy it feels. You have half a mind, as a second elapses, to snatch your silly, woolly, unworthy gift back from the mermaid before she can judge you too harshly. But the mermaid's lips curve upwards into a smile, and in a voice so full of gratitude it makes your heart thumps, she say, "Oh mine, did you make this for me?" "Well, yes," you reply, still feeling a little frustrated. "You saw these flowers earlier, when you went for a walk, and they made you think of her." Not you hasten to add that you think of her beauty is comparable to these flowers. They are far inferior when contrasted with her good looks. You simply thought. You are unable to get the rest of this sentence out. However, because the mermaid interrupts you, not rudely but with something resembling compassion. Perhaps she pities you. She must be able to hear how your voice is trembling. Can she also see the way your hands tremor? Oh dear. Faint heart never won the hand of a fair maiden, you know. What happened to all of your confidence? She never had any, to be sincere. I think that your gift is a wonderful one. I did not all expect it, but it really is pretty. You look at your feet, so shy to meet the mermaid gaze. Then you say very quietly that you are glad that she thinks so, but she does not need to spare your ego. You have precious little of it left as it is. The mermaid seems touched by your shyness. Perhaps she lacks her prey to be self-conscious because she smiles. Well, that's a big smile there. She's laughing, she's not smiling. I am not simply saying things to spare your ego. I'm not like that. Humans might spout platitudes as easily as they breathe air, but I do not compliment others unless I truly meant it. Is that not the point of speech? To have an honest dialogue with one another. Oh, you will be so surprised as to know the real nature of humans and their masks. Ouch. If one party in a conversation is withholding their true intention, then conventions is impossible. Playing games is a waste of my time, particularly given my time above this surface is very limited. Why it is limited? You seem to breathe naturally. Oh, you blush at this, more deeply still, and survey the mermaid beneath the full fringe of your eyelashes. Then she really does like it? Did I not just say that? Humans are so very funny, or stupid. What all your second guessing? She was like that too, in the beginning. Oh, the lies of humans, undespicable. She? My friend. The mermaid answer is a simple one, but it makes your stomach clench regardless. Ah yes, her friend. How could you have forgotten about her? She used to make me gift too, you know, gift like this one. She would pick flowers on the cliff over there, where I cannot tread. The mermaid gestured with one of the cliffs, with one hand to the cliff, which towered above the shores, tall and imposing as though to step the skies above. And she would fashion them into crowns like this one, and bracelets. It was appreciative of her tokens, though she was similarly shy when first she presented them to me. She did not seem to think very much of her handiwork. You and her are remarkably similar, really. There is no guile in the mermaid voice, but her words have rather taken the wind out of your sails. Of course, the cow herd gave the mermaid gifts. Why would she not? The mermaid is beautiful. So you just feel like to give a gift to beautiful people? Why that? What kind of mentality is that? She is so very beautiful, like a tutelary goddess. She seems to invite a tribute simply by existing. Oh, shut up. Were you more religious or more irreligious, maybe? You might even consider worshipping her. Though, in essence, is that not what you were doing with your flower crown? How silly of you to think that your idea was an original one. I might be accustomed to gift, but it has been a long time since any humans has bequeathed me with anything. This is a pleasant surprise. I am truly thankful for your kindness, dear one. The mermaid leans forward on her rock, so as to pluck the circlet from your fingers. Her benevolent smile, all the while, is unwearying. And now that I look at your gift more closely, I rather think it is of a superior quality to the gift my old friends once gave me. Well, you know how to please a girl, don't you? With compliments, of course. Now, this is enough to make your start. If the touch of the mermaid fingers upon your own was not, could your silly gift really been better than those she once accepted? I think so. My friend's trinket were all wrecked clumsy in execution, though. I cherished them nonetheless. They were very precious to me. They didn't last for very long, though. Not when I took them with me to my home beneath the oceans. The water soon ran fragile links between the flowers' stems asunder. Your diadem, however, seems more sturdy. It is a flower diadem. It's not gonna last. Not even 2 minutes. But it is by the same token very delicate. You must be very good with your hands. You think back briefly on your disastrous sewing lesson in the past of numerous failed attempts to thread your needle while the other girls giggled at you as you blush. You think the mermaid praise might be attached to effusive. You tell the mermaid as much, but she only laughs. I do not think so now. The mermaid placed your floral trinket upon her head. Oh, she did, indeed. She's beautiful. Over her long fair hair, then surveys you in a manner which seems almost coquettish. Coquettish? What do you think? You think that the mermaid looks radiant, so that is less because of your gift and more because of her natural looks. You tell the mermaid this, though is not terms quite this glowing, and she giggles. You are selling yourself too short. I think your gift is lovely, really. The flowers rather match my hair. Yeah, you answer with a nod of your head. That is why you picked those flowers. She is all you have been able of thinking. I am glad that you have been thinking of me. I, in truth, have been thinking of you, though I did not wish to say as much. No? No, it will be embarrassing to confess to how much I have been looking forward to our reunion if you did not feel similarly. I do not care to pine for humans from afar, but if you care for me, I do you. Then it makes me feel less alone. You hasten to assure the mermaid you face aflame. Do you ever stop blushing? Goodness gracious, you do care for her, very much so. You have not known her for very long, but she has certainly made an impression on you, of course, because she's beauty, and that's the only way you are trusting her, because you're naive, you have no life experience, and you're gonna die because of it, 100%. She is such an easy conversationalist. The time simply slips when you are together, and it does our heart, of course, that she is so pretty. I have heard it says, yes, that my looks are really appealing. My old friends was similar and complimentary. I cannot blame you humans for being so taken with me, when my form is so very graceful. Your legs seems rather cumbersome in comparison to my smooth, sleek tail. It must be so very depressing to lumber about a land as you do, living your days beneath a harsh sun and the cold unfeeling moon. Well, you have like big sharks in the sea, so it's not like you're so lucky, my dear. Sometimes I'd rather think I pity you. But the surface is a good deal brighter than in beneath the ocean. I will grant you that much. Also, I don't know if it is just because of the shadows here, but you seems to be a little bit tanned. And that is not supposed to happen, because you have no sun under the sea. You agree with the mermaid, still feeling flushed that there are some perks to having legs. An agreement which makes the mermaid giggle. I am certain that there are, though you cannot explore the oceans in depth as I can. I presume you have never tried. No, and I will not, because I'm gonna die. You shake your head, no. You had never thought do so, largely because you have never been so close to the sea before, not in all your life. Can you even swim? You did not have much opportunity for nautical exploration in the past. You were not allowed to go anywhere then, save to the local church. It was quite a lonely existence. Well, now, that is a pity. You were kind enough to give me a gift, fashioned from flowers which grow when I cannot reach them, so I hope you return the favor. Do you wanna teach me how to swim? Because I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna follow you into the sea. You're gonna just fucking eat me alive. The favor? Yes, that is right. It would seem only fitting that I give you something which I can only found in the ocean steppe. Okay, so you're gonna fetch something by yourself. Perhaps we could look at this as a form of a cultural exchange. Oh no, you protest, your eyes wide. You couldn't possibly put such a burden upon her. You did not give her a gift after all because you wanted to receive anything in return, anything other than her friendship, that is. Her conversation is more than enough to satisfy you. You do not need any physical present on top of that. The mermaid does not seem convinced, however, by your naysaying. She raised one eyebrow. Even this gesture is performed elegantly, then says, if my company is all it takes to satisfy you, then you are easy to please indeed, but please do not rebuff me. I am offering because I wish to do this. Remember what I said. I do not say things for the sake of it. Oh, you're not lying to me, don't you? Like the other two, that was so really beautiful and so kind to me, and then they kill me. You're not lying to me. Well, your murmur if she really doesn't mind. Of course I do not mind. Now, wait there. I will not be very long. It would be rude to abandon my new friend in the midst of a conversation. In the midst of a conversation. The mermaid turned her attention toward the clear mirror-like water, which shimmers beneath the moonlight. This seems to be a sun. Actually, is actually yellow. This is not a moon, but okay. Then she dives. Her body aches elegantly through the air, her long, slender limbs cleaving through the surface of water with a nary ripple. The mermaid face is first submerged, then her torso and long-lasted her tail. The water rushes forth to envelop her, and through it was been waiting for her. It subsumes her. It swallows her. Then she disappears from view. The mermaid is gone, but you are still there. Well, now, what are you doing to? There is nothing that can be done, you suppose, save waiting. You stand there for several moments, watching the black water lap against the shore. The breeze howls mournfully like a wonder animal as it buffets your hair about your face and your torn skin around your legs. Time elapses, but how much of it? While you stand there, fretfully feelings of ostentatious as a maypole. When will the mermaid return? Will she ever return? You are starting to worry. Is that all you do? When? Look, over there by the rocks upon which the mermaid once sat, the water is rippling. It looks as though the new friend has returned. The mermaid pulls herself onto the rocks using a surprising amount of upper body strength, then smiles at you because of course she is really heavy with the big tail, and as I told you the last time, if you swim for all your life you become really strong, so she is really strong. Okay, I apologize for the wait. I hope I did not make you worry. You were worrying, but you are not half honest as the mermaid. Mermaids might be spoken of devious tricksters who lure sailors to their death. Oh, so you know that. But they are rare. But they are in actually very sincere. You actually do not know that. You do not know if she's lying to you. You will eventually know the truth, but for now, you do not know. They are much more sincere than most humans. Don't think so. Perhaps that is why your kind fears them so. There are a few creatures who inhabit this world whose capacity for lying is greater than your own. You tell the mermaid that you were not worrying, and she answers with a worry smile. A wry smile? Is this a worry smile? A weary smile? A weary smile? I don't know. I am not sure about that. The mermaid is wilier than you are giving her credit for. She has sent straight through you. But no matter, it took me sometimes, but I was finally able to retrieve for you a gift. I do not have the means to turn this into a pretty piece of jewelry. Is that a pearl? As you did with the flowers, but I wish to give it to you nonetheless. I do hope that you like it. The mermaid leans forward, then holds her gifts out towards you, her slender fingers unfurled about it, like the petals of a flower being folded back, and... Oh, it's a shell. What a pretty gift it is. The ocean might be dark and deep, could and unfeeling, but the same cannot be said for the object which glitter upon the mermaid's palm. She has finished from the depths of the water, a beautiful shell, once which shimmers prismatic colors beneath the moon's light, much like the scales of her tail. The shell is so very pretty, it quite takes your breath away. You look at the shell worriedly, your teeth biting your lower lip. That is bad habit, you know. You will make yourself bleed. Oh, okay, because you can cut on the shell. Then ask the mermaid if it is really alright. Would a gift like this not be wasted on you? Of course not. I want you to have this shell because it makes me think of you. It does. How so? I thought it should be obvious. The shell is a lovely find, as are you. Oh, did she call you lovely? Surely you must have misheard her. You cannot scarcely believe it. It is an awful lot of you for you to take in, but... Now, why are you gawping at me like that? The wind will change you now. The wind will change you now. And then your face will be stuck like that, which would be quite the shame. You would waste your good looks, which for a maiden such as yourself would be nothing short of a tragedy. It seems as though the mermaid really does think you are pretty after all. The mermaid with her smooth skin and her fair hair. You can scarcely believe it. There is something about laughable about the mermaid compliment. How could she call you pretty when her looks are so immediately obliviously? Tongue-tied, you look at your feet. You do not know how to reply the mermaid. You have half a mind to refuse her words, to tell her that you are not that pretty, not really. But you fear that might look rude. You do not want to rebuff the mermaid's well wishes. There is nothing for it, then, but to take the shell which the mermaid retrieved from the ocean's depth for you. Whew. You do not think that you are worthy of it, but neither do you want to refuse it. Now, there is a surprise. The mermaid said amused, as you reach for the shell. You did not think that you would be bold enough to take it, not without more coaxing on my part. You have exceeded my expectation. What a good girl you are. Your heart flutters with this praise, and it flutters all the more when your trembling fingers brush against the mermaid's palms. She presses the shell into your skin, and your own fingers tighten about it. The shell is sharp and pointed, and it digs uncomfortably on your skin. Thank you, I suppose. It hurts. Yeah, why are you doing that? But there is a pleasure in the pain. No, no. That is not as you should do it. This too feels like a gift from the mermaid. You do not want to spurn it. Hidden pain can be precious things when dealt by one whom you care for. You never knew that before. You hold the shell in your heart, which is beating in regular rhythm, and you look at the mermaid. Then very softly you thank her. It is quite alright, it seems only fair, after you shared part of your word with me. I wished to share a part of my word with you. Is that a reference to the Little Mermaid? Humans cannot normally descend beneath the ocean depths, and even if they do, they cannot remain there for very long. You are far too fragile. You want to try to stay up here? You want to try to walk with that? Huh? Huh? Is that some kind of a challenge? You want to challenge me? Would that I could, I would bring you with me to my underwater kingdom, where we might be together. The mermaid's melodic voice trails away, suffused with something resembling melancholia. She sighed. Then she shake her head and smile. But this will have to do for the present. Please, take a good care for that shell. Look at it from time to time and think of me. That would make me very happy. Indeed. Oh, well. Well. Seems it was a good lecture today. We're not going to do more than 1 hour as usual because my brain just break onto this very old English style and acceptably very hard words. But for now, this have to do. Guys, as usual, thank you for coming. Thank you for keeping me company. We see each other tomorrow with more lives and have a good one. Bye-bye.